Chery is here to stay, or so say the brand's local executives when addressing the Chinese brand's first foray into our market from 2011 to 2015. But the Chery of 2023 is a different animal. Gone is the cheap and not so cheerful J1 city hatchback, and in its place an expanding lineup of vehicles more in tune with what Australians want and what they need. The second vehicle in Chery's local rebirth is this, the Tiggo 7 Pro. It's a medium SUV and enters the fray in what is Australia's hottest new car segment. Chery says it has not only its Chinese rivals in its sights, but also the likes of Hyundai and Kia. That's a lofty ambition for a challenger brand. So, does Chery and the Tiggo 7 Pro have what it takes? Let's find out. The Tiggo 7 Pro makes a decent first impression. From the front grille and its diamond cut pattern to the blue laser front bumper design, the Tiggo 7 Pro doesn't look out of place in today's automotive landscape. It's textbook medium SUV. It is a touch smaller than some of its mainstream rivals, however. At just over 4.5 metres long, the Tiggo 7 Pro is around 15 centimetres shorter than both the Kia Sportage and Hyundai Tucson, while the best-selling Toyota RAV4 is around 9 centimetres longer than the Chery. There are three variants of the Tiggo 7 Pro, all with some pretty sharp nationwide drive-away pricing. The entry-level Urban is priced at $39,990 drive-away, while the mid-range Elite is $2,000 more. Both are front-wheel drive. The range-topping Ultimate, priced at $45,990 drive-away, brings all-wheel drive to the party. All three are powered by Chery's 1.6-litre turbocharged four-cylinder petrol engine. It makes 137 kilowatts and 275 newton meters and is mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. Equipment levels across all three grades are healthy. All models score twin 12.3-inch screens, one for the Tiggo 7's infotainment setup and another the digital instrument cluster. There's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone mirroring, and all grades score satellite navigation, wireless phone charging, a panoramic glass sunroof and dual-zone climate control. 18-inch wheels are standard on front-wheel drive models, while the all-wheel drive Ultimate sits on 19-inch alloys. All three, pleasingly, are equipped with a full-size alloy spare wheel, something of a rarity these days. Inside, there's artificial leather seats heated up front, while only the range-topping Ultimate scores seat cooling as well. And while the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro's safety rating has not been made public yet, the brand is confident of a 5-star rating with a full suite of advanced safety systems on board across the range. The second row is adequate in terms of space, but you can feel the pinch of the Tiggo 7 Pro's smaller dimensions when compared with some of its rivals. Second row passengers score air vents and a USB plug, as well as a pair of cup holders in a fold-down armrest. The second row folds away in 60-40 split fashion to open up a decent 1,672 litres of maximum boot space. With the second seats in use, there's still a healthy 626 litres of cargo capacity. The Elite and Ultimate trim levels also score a powered tailgate. Okay, this is the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro. It's a medium SUV, as I've already said. We're just going to take it for a quick drive. I've already spent a fair bit of time behind the wheel, and I can tell you it's, and I mean this in a good way, it's an unremarkable car in that it doesn't do anything terrible, but neither does it do anything spectacularly well. It's just a good, comfortable, honest mid-size SUV. Power comes from a 1.6-litre turbo 4-cylinder, and there's a 7-speed dual-clutch auto sending drive, in this case, to all four wheels. This is the top-spec Ultimate, and it's exclusively all-wheel drive. There are front-wheel drive variants in the range. They also get the 7-speed dual-clutch, and to be honest, the dual clutch is probably the single area where I would suggest some improvement is necessary. It's smooth for the most part, but every now and then, as is so often the case with dual clutch transmissions, you can catch it out and it'll have a little hesitation, or if you're trying to park on a hill, there'll be some roll forward or roll back, which can lead to a little bit of panic. until the ratios bite and you resume normal transmission. That's probably my single biggest area of complaint. The ride is good, it's comfortable and composed, not too harsh, but neither is it too soft. It's just in that midpoint that so many car makers seem to go for these days. A firm but supple comfort level. The 1.6 litre isn't exactly super pokey, but then it doesn't need to be. This is a family SUV and it's designed to carry 5 people in relative comfort, and I think it will do that in pretty good measure. The cabin certainly it's nice. This car I think is $45,990 drive away. That's for the top spec. You can get into a Chery Tiggo for $39,990 drive away, which, to be fair, is up there, but it still, I think, will represent good value. The cabin treatment is really nice. There's plenty of nice features. There's a huge twin screen, widescreen setup. It runs CarPlay and Android Auto. There's a wireless charging pad down here. All Tiggos have inbuilt sat-nav, which is something of a rarity at this sort of more affordable end of the market. A lot of the car's functions can be activated and accessed via a Hello Chery command. Hello Chery.
I am listening.
Open my window, please.
Okay.
Hello Chery.
Please continue.
Close my window, please.
Okay.
I love that. It does a range of functions, as these systems want to do. You know, you can adjust fan speed, temperature, you can select the music you want to play, you can adjust the ambient lighting, you can put on seat heating, and I think in this specification, seat cooling. You know, when I said this was an unremarkable car, I meant that in the absolutely most positive way. You know, our job as car reviewers, as journalists, is to find the remarkable, the extremes of remarkable, whether a car does something spectacularly well, or on the flip side, if a car does something truly diabolical. But this car, when I say it's unremarkable, it sits right in the middle. It's doing nothing terribly wrong, but nor is it, you know, remarkably spectacular either. It's just honest, comfortable, and perfectly suited to what it's supposed to be, which is a 5-seat medium SUV. The steering feels, it's probably a touch light, but again, that's a positive. You know, this is a car that's going to spend a lot of its time in an urban environment. It's not a performance car. You don't need telepathic feedback from the steering wheel. You just want something that goes where you point it, and in that respect, it's fine. One gripe, and it is, again, it's as is so often the case. Chery says there are 18 different advanced driver assist systems inside the Tiggo 7 Pro. And you know, we know those things like autonomous emergency braking and lane keeping assist and driver attention monitor, etc., etc. And they are here, and the reason you know they're here is because they're very trigger happy. To be fair, we haven't experienced AEB or lane keeping assist, but one thing we've noticed is the driver attention monitor is very eager to remind you that you're not paying attention. Now, what does it consider as not paying attention? How about looking in your rear view mirror? I'm not sure whether the camera will pick this up. This is probably one of my bigger gripes with this car. Listen to that indicator. Bing, boom, bing, boom. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like a song by Kraftwerk, but not in a good way. I'm not going to set any land speed records taking off. What I will say is that in normal traffic, it's perfectly adequate. It's not too fast, not too zippy, but neither does it feel sluggish. It just feels competent. Chery says the Tiggo 7 Pro in all-wheel drive trim, like the one I'm driving here, will use 7.8 litres per 100 kilometres of 95 octane premium unleaded on the combined cycle. After around 125 kilometres covering a variety of driving conditions, including some annoying peak hour traffic, a stint through the outer suburbs of Sydney, before reaching the cleaner pastures of rural backroads, the mid-size SUV returned an indicated 9.1 litres per 100 kilometres. That's a touch high against Chery's claim, but we'd wager more freeway running would get that number closer to the 7.6 litre quote. Front-wheel drive models are more frugal on fuel, with Chery claiming 7 litres per 100 kilometres. We only spent time in the all-wheel drive Ultimate grade, so can't report back on that claim's veracity just yet. Chery is backing its here-to-stay statement with a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty, as well as a 7-year capped price servicing plan with the first 5 visits to the workshop costing just $280 each. That should offer some peace of mind for those who may be considering giving the mainstream a berth and taking a chance on a challenger brand like Chery. Certainly, the Tiggo 7 Pro is a step in the right direction for a brand looking to re-establish itself in the Australian new car market. With a handsome and feature-packed medium SUV on its books, the Chinese brand has some of the ingredients in place to challenge the mainstream. But I'd argue its pricing is a bit ambitious for a relatively unknown brand. Whether buyers will be prepared to take a chance remains to be seen. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay up to date with all of Drive's content. And if you want to know more about the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro, head to Drive.com.au for the full written review.